Hello, my name is Leo, and welcome to a new day at the Elder Scrolls Arena. We are fast traveling to where are we fast traveling to? Dune. Okay, so we're fast traveling to Dune. I control the spice. I control the world. Yeah, right. Sure. Dune. I get it. It's a movie about the giant sandworm. Those giant sandworms are fucking insanely scary looking. It reminds me of two things. It reminds me of God, what's the name of that music video? Evolution. It's Evolution Baby or whatever it is. It's just a really creepy ass animated music video where at the end there's like these giant worms that are like sucking up water and like spitting it into the city. And it also reminds me of it's a 3D anime, like a CGI anime. What was it called? I do not remember what it was called, but it was basically in the future, Japan like succeeds from the world. Like not succeeds, but like it sort of like back in the olden days, Japan was segregated from the world. Like there was a no, strictly no foreigners policy. Um, then that was like like Edo Japan, like Tokugawa and all that. And then the turn, well, not the, just before the turn of the century, the Americans came in and with their big ass ships and like, oi, douches, open up your borders, we want to trade with you. Um, so basically, Japan decides they're going to go back to that system, and they just completely block themselves off from the world. Now, one thing they do is what do? They jam like GPS or like satellite imagery or something like that, so that when they look at Japan, you don't see anything. There's nothing there. It's just completely invisible. The entire place is like in stealth. The country's in stealth mode, basically. So nobody knows what's going on in there. Nobody knows what's happening, and that's just it. And then so I think it's America or someone wants to get in there to find out what the hell's going on. And when they actually go in there, they find that the entire country, save for a very small amount, is just barren wasteland, just desert, like dune-style wasteland. And the only place that's really left is Tokyo, which has these giant, like, Attack on Titan-style walls. And everyone inside is, hiding out in there. And the reason for that being is that advancements in Japanese robotic technology meant that they somehow created these giant, I can't remember the full story, but there's these giant like sandworm type robot things that are roaming out in the wasteland just eating everything, and these walls are the only thing that stop them, so they're basically hiding in these walls. Now, the interesting thing, is this a spoiler? It's not really a spoiler. Well, whatever. Go watch the movie. No, it's not a spoiler. It's what's named at the beginning of the movie. When they're looking at the satellite imagery, they're using like all sorts of technology to find out what's going on in Japan. So the satellites don't work. It's all stealthy. They use like heat signatures and like life sign readings, and there's just nothing. They just can't see anything. And there's a reason why they can't find any heat signatures or, well, not heat signatures, but life signs. It's because the entire Japanese population have converted themselves into robots. And those giant wormy things are trying to eat all the technology. They're technovores. They're trying to eat the robots. So everyone's a robot in the whole place, which is pretty interesting. And it's just really like nightmare fuel. Those giant sandworms. Creepy as hell. I remember playing a game, what was it called? Was it Jewel Master or Ring Master? No, it was Jewel Master. It was a game on the Genesis, where you like can you can find rings and wear them, and various combinations of wearing them on your hand allow you to do different magic spells. And one of the levels was this big sand dune where these giant worms come and try to get you. They're a lot smaller than the dune worms, but same idea. So, alright, so yesterday I was talking about Osaka, talked about driving in Osaka, which is all fun and all that. I did mention this the other day that I went to like the Osaka equivalent of Akihabara or Electric City. It's called Nihonbashi. I had a bit of a field day there. Um, there's all, anime stuff and video games. Although I'm not really into the whole anime and video games anymore. Like, just buying stuff. So the whole reason I went there was to buy a little VGA to HDMI converter, because my laptop's got VGA out and my TV's only got HDMI in. Previously, in Australia, my TV had VGA in, so it was great. But now that I don't do that, I have been able to watch my watch my PC on my TV. Like, I can't do it. So I wanted to find one because I couldn't find one in my hometown in Japan. So I had to go to like a major populated area. I figured. I didn't even know if I was going to find it, but thankfully I did find it, and I found it for fairly cheap actually. I found it online for like $50 to $100, and ended up getting it for like 30 bucks, which is pretty good. Now, one funny thing about Nihonbashi is, I suppose Akihabara is probably the same. You got your homemade cafes that I kind of want to go to, but the waifu was with me, and she would have kicked my ass if I even suggested the idea. But, because I was looking for this thing, so I was going to, electronic stores that I could find, and I went to the store, and the first floor is like video games, and there's like 4 floors. So I walk up. As I'm walking up the stairs, it's like a fire, almost a fire escapes type stairs. There's all these like wall-to-wall posters everywhere of anime stuff. I'm like, oh, that's cool, but anime stuff, that's cool. And I get to the level, second level's like more video games and a little bit of anime. Alright, I'll go to level 3. Go up to level 3. Now, there's more anime posters, but they're a little bit more risque. But still, okay, it's a bit creepy, but okay. So I get there, and this is all anime. Oh, I didn't even bother looking at it, I just kept going. I kept going up. And I went to level 4, and then I made it to level 5, which is the top level. As I was going up to level 5, we started seeing I was by myself, thank God. If the wife knew what I was doing, she would have killed me. The poster, there was like this huge poster of this anime girl, just completely spread eagle, naked, it was censored, of course, but it was clearly nakedness. Okay, alright, fair enough. And I did have a quick peek, and I noticed that the top floor is where all the 18 plus stuff is. So as you go higher, the stuff gets more racy, and I was like, ooh. And at the time, the waifu was on the street making a phone call, and I just pointed to her, I'm going to go to that shop just to look for that thing. And she's like, yeah, whatever. And I went over there, and obviously there was nothing here, so I went back down. And then as I came out on the other side of the road, I noticed the same company, but it was electronic goods. So I went to the store that had all the anime and video games, and I should have gone to the one that had the electronic goods. So I went back, and I checked that store out. As I came out, I looked to my left, which is where the waifu was standing before. She wasn't there. She was crossing the street to go over there into that store that I was at before, the anime one with the creepy, sexy stuff. And I'm like, waving to her, I'm like, oh, I'm over here. I tried to call her, she didn't answer her fucking phone because she can't hear it. And then she starts going upstairs. I'm like, oh shit. Oh no. Oh no. She knows I went to that store. It's all over. So I managed to get in contact with her, and I came down. I don't think maybe she just thought, whatever. It's just creepy anime bullshit. Whatever. The other thing I saw was some creepy dudes. I saw this dude wearing like one of those, just he's wearing a t-shirt that was just all like cutesy little chibi anime girl things. Could have been sexual in nature, I don't know. And he was just walking around wearing this shirt, just loud and proud. Now, you'd be able to get away with that at a con, like at a Comic-Con or an anime convention. You might possibly be able to get away with that in America or Australia, like on the street. You'd be a bit weird. If you did that, though, in public, in Japan, oh, that's like heavy otaku. And that's the bad connotation of otaku, too. That's like, whoa. and I just couldn't help laugh my ass off. It was funny as hell. Um, what else did I do? I went to Dotonbori, or I tried to go to Dotonbori, which is one of the settings in the Yakuza series. It was the one of the main areas in Yakuza 2, and it was also, I think it's also in Yakuza 5, though I haven't actually made it to that point in the game yet. Although it was called Sotenbori, I think, in the Yakuza games. I really wanted to check that out because I've also really wanted to go to Kabukicho, which is the real life version of Kamurocho, the main Tokyo city in Yakuza. Although Kabukicho is a full-on red light district. So at least Dotonbori is a bit more mainstream with like restaurants and stuff, so I can kind of get away with it. Kabukicho is a bit more, and there are real life Yakuza there. So I'm a tall white guy and I really stand out. You don't want to stand out when there's Yakuza around. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever go to Kabukicho, but I really wanted to go to Dotonbori. I didn't find like the areas that were in the game, but because we could have parked and went for a walk, but I didn't want to pay for parking, and I just wanted to see it. That's all. So I had a look around, and it was interesting, and then we went back. So that was my trip to Osaka. It was fun. I had a lot of fun. It's the first time I've been to Osaka. I've been to Osaka like 3 times in the past, but every time it's like I'm on the Shinkansen, I'm on the bullet train, and I'm at the station. I'm at like the Osaka train station. I get off the train, look around, get back on the train. That's literally all I do. The most I went before this was we took a bus. The wife and I took a bus from Tokyo to our hometown, and we had to stop off at Osaka. So we actually got off the bus, went to like a McDonald's and had like breakfast there, and then got on like another bus to go to our hometown. And that's like the first time I actually looked around the streets, but I didn't really go anywhere. Not like, I've been to Kyoto twice and I've been to Tokyo like a few times, and I've actually looked around and like done some sightseeing. This is the first time I've really done sightseeing. Not that I really did a lot of sightseeing. I was really there for business more than pleasure, so I didn't really get a chance to do a lot of things. I just, went to, Nihonbashi and, looked at like anime and stuff, and video games, and then I went to Dotonbori. One thing I did find in Nihonbashi is like the VR headsets. Ones that I found when I was in high school, which was like 2001, almost said 2011. I went to Akihabara, and I had my pocket money that my mum gave me for spending stuff, and I found like this VR headset, and I didn't buy it. I had the money for it, I didn't buy it. Instead, I bought a CD player that could play MP3s. This was an amazingly new, amazing technology that didn't come for like another 5 to 10 years, maybe 5 years in Australia. So it was awesome, and I bought it, and I'm happy with that choice. But I always wanted that VR headset. The second time I went there, I went to Akihabara, and no one knew what the fuck I was talking about, and I never found one. I ended up buying one from an American company. What was it called? I can't remember what it was called. Vitrox, which is fun. Unfortunately, it doesn't work with my my laptop because it only works on 32-bit freaking systems, and my laptop's 64-bit, which is a pain in the butt. But whatever, what can you do? Yeah, I did see some Sony. Were they Sony or they? I think they were Sony VR headsets that looked pretty cool. Unfortunately, they were only what were they? HDMI input only. So it's not really useful for me, because what I really want is I wanted to have VGA input so that I can use it with my laptop. Well, you got a HDMI out now for your laptop. Oh god, I'm an idiot. Well, whatever. I didn't want one. I don't want one, so I'm not gonna buy it. It's fine. But yeah, that was Osaka. So when we come back, we'll be fast traveling still, and I'll find something else to talk about. But for now, my name is Leo, and I'll see you next time.